What's good, YouTube? So, I've been playing this build of Tearlaments for about a month now. The only thing that I need to fix is just myself. I misplay a lot. I get nervous, so. But people's been asking for, well, some people ask for the list, I'm ready to get the list out, get everybody's opinion about it. Because after looking at, I'll say about 10 plus Tearlament builds, this is like 3 builds in one. So I'm about to let y'all into the Mind of Dre. So before we get into the deck profile, y'all hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, hit that notification bell so you get notified when I upload and go live. But let's get right into it. So the build that I came up with is like a combo-ish, control-ish build of Tearlaments. It's not bad. It's really not bad. It does a lot. Like, it has a lot of lines. There's no specific combo line. Just your mills have to hit. That's it. So to start off, we got 2 Rhino Heart, then 1 each of the fuse names. Then we have 3 Cash Tier, and then 1 Fenrir. I'll probably bump up Fenrir to 2 and get rid of the field spell. After testing for about a month, I know what changes I want to make. I know what build I want to go with. For the Shizu cards, Agito, Kelbeck, Medora, Keldo, self-explanatory. Then Beast, Hollow. The 2 best ones, in my opinion, just because you want, like, depending on what kind of build of Tearlaments you want, Hollow is the best choice for if you want to mill. Squamata is good for chain blocking. Falco's good for chain blocking. It just depends. And Beast is just good because you get the draw. Then you got your 3 King of the Swamp, Search for Polymerization. And then it's substitute for your Rucolos and your Grapha. A Revolution Synchron, Diviner. I put the Strudo back in. Moving forward, this will definitely change. Because after a lot of testing and hand testing, there's a lot of times where I wasn't playing cross sheet and I would mill the Rev Synchro, and I wouldn't have any other way to get into my Synchro package. So adding the Strudo back into the deck really helped. So I might keep this or I might change it. It just depends on moving forward and how the meta goes. For the spells, you got 1 Terraforming, Pressure Planet, and then 3 Pearl of Rhino. Everybody's seen my list before. I do have the Ancient Fairy Dragon now, so Pressure Planet into Pearl of Rhino, and then being able to get the free special summon of a level 4 or lower with Ancient Fairy. Going first, your battle, you can't conduct your battle phase, that doesn't matter on your first turn, but it matters after turn 2. So for the Tearlament spells, 1 Grief, 2 Scream. I might bump Scream up to 3. Like I said, I was going for more of a like combo-ish, control-ish build. I feel like after the ban list, I'm gonna make Tearlaments like a more control build instead of explosive, explosive combo. Like try to make Tear like back how they used to be, which I mean I know is gonna be hard to do, but the one Shadow fusion, one Foolish Burial, one instant fusion, then polymerization. Polymerization is self-explanatory. The instant fusion I actually took out and put back in. Instant fusion is good. You got 3 targets for it now. So it's really good. Like it's really good going first. You know, if you see instant fusion in your first turn, you can go into your Millennium Eyes Restrict, your Mud Dragon to go into your Bahamut Shark, or there's actually a match that I had where I went instant fusion to bring out Winda, and it triggered my Scream. So instant fusion has multiple uses. And then my going second cards, 1 Book of Moon, and then 3 Book of Eclipse. This card in the main was insane. I definitely prefer this over Dark Ruler because it's not once per turn. So moving forward, I might do 2 and 2. So I don't know, it might stay at 3, you know. And in the main, it was insane. Like nobody expected it to be in the main. Like everyone thought, you know, oh, so you side Book of Eclipse. No, that's how you catch people off guard. For the traps, 1 Mana Noise, 2 Sulliek, Triple Karma, self-explanatory. There was a time where I was playing Heartbeat and Crime in the main. It was good, especially knowing that the Bissues were really big. But moving forward, I think Crime probably won't be as needed, maybe just for a negate. But I don't know yet. And then the last 2 tech cards that I chose, you know, I was going for a control build, so 2 Summon Limit in the main. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why are you playing Summon Limit? Well, in the Mind of Dre, because I like to think outside of the box. So, before ban list and post ban list, after looking at the meta and looking at, you know, what's getting ready to come out, every single deck summons more than twice. Every single deck summons more than twice. And a lot of decks do not play the outs in the main for a card like this, for a floodgate like this anyway. So you set up your board, which I do have some matches where I do set up boards and I'm using Summon Limit. So you set up, you know, if you Barone, Winda, Rukalos, and then have like Sulliek Summon Limit, you can just start with the Summon Limit on their first summon, and they have to deal with that Summon Limit. If they cannot deal with that Summon Limit, they have to deal with all the other negates and interruptions that you have set up. So, and like, I really feel like that's how Tearlaments should be played. I feel like it's a control type of deck and not like this explosive synchro combo heavy deck, in my personal opinion. I see a lot of builds where they're running Revolution Synchron, like 2 or 3, with Jet Synchron, with tuning. It gives you the mills that you need and discard, a dead card out of your hand, but I feel like it just takes away from what the deck really should be. To go into the extra, cross sheet, dark. Moving forward, I'll probably get an Underworld Goddess. Maybe. I'm going to test it out. But these are the best links that you could possibly use. If you cannot get a dark, or if you can't get a cross sheet, Barricade Board Blocker is your next best choice for a link 2. So, Ancient Fairy, Barone. I took out the Visa Synchro just to get a feel without it. I did actually miss it, but moving forward, I'll probably take out the Ancient Fairy and just have the Barone, because you have to commit. Like, you got to commit 1 synchro, then a level 8 synchros, and like the deck is unique. So like, you just build the deck to like your play style, how you like to play, and that's it for the synchros. Time Thief Redoer. So before the ban list dropped, I had already made this change. I put Dweller and Zeus in, because pre-ban list and post-ban list, Unchained is going to be very dominant, so Dweller is going to be very, very good. Which also, I'm going to go back to the Bahamut Shark and Totally Awesome. Like, the fact that I took it out just because I'm testing without it, I really did miss that extra layer of negate. And then on top of that, Totally Awesome can recycle a water. So if you mill all your cash tears, you can recycle 1 back to your hand and then use the effect. It's so much that Totally Awesome offers to the deck. But those were the links. The XYZs. For the fusions, Millennium Eyes Restrict. Shout out to Raymond. Shout out to Carl, because Carl had the card. Mud Dragon, Dragostapelia. Millennium Eyes Restrict is just downright the best card in the extra deck. Adding that extra layer, and this is why I said Instant Fusion is really good, because you can instant fusion out your Millennium Eyes, and if your opponent ashes or draws, you have your first layer of protection, and then you're just safe to go ahead and set up the rest of your board. Really, really good. For the Shadows, Wenda, Shikanaga, Standard, then Rukalos, Kaleido Heart, Grapha. This is standard. So for the side deck, for locals on Friday, I did 1 Pankratops for going second. Never got to see it. 2 Dro, 2 Ash, just generic hand traps to be able to, if I'm going second, be able to interrupt and still give my chance to play. Still give myself a chance to play. Good God, I can't talk. Then we have Call by the Grave, Herald of the Abyss, Duster, Heartbeat, and then 2 Shadal Fusion. Shadal Fusion, self-explanatory, just going second. Bloodlight, it just gets your combo going. Heartbeat, I might play in the main, maybe. Maybe. Herald of the Abyss is to out the DDD XYZ. It's for that, for purely basically for anything, because you'll know the attribute and the monster type, so you just call what's on field and boom, you out it. And then call by, essentially you have 2 call bys, so that's why that Millennium Mouse is good. You know, call by, you know, does the same thing. Bada bing, bada boom. Crime, 2D barrier, and then Cowboy for time. Like I said, I'm a test without crime and see how it is. You know, with Magnum Up getting hit to 1, that's a big hit. So don't know if Bestials are going to be played as much anymore. Who knows? But that's the deck profile. That's what I've been playing. After combining, because like I said, like this, I've watched over 10 plus builds or 10 plus lists, and this is like all the builds in one, because you can link, you can synchro, you can exceed, and you can fusion. So like I said, it's just how you as a duelist want to play the deck. And I don't know, it's like, nah, I like the fusions. Like, you could do a lot more with the fusions. Like, I feel like the fusions are your standard, and like everything else, like, is just extenders, or like extenders, or just a negate or interruption. Like, this is the heart and soul. And that's the deck profile. That's inside of the Mind of Dre. You know, running Summon Limit with Tears. So hope y'all enjoy the deck profile. Going to be regional grinding, and we going to Richmond, Virginia for YCS. So y'all be looking forward to some upcoming content of how I'm going to get prepared. And until next time, peace.